There's no way sex on a waterbed is like kayaking.
Bunch of...
Wow. Anyways, all right, guys. So we just wrapped up Friday, and we're here to talk about what we're going to do on our training program for Saturday. For Saturday, just like Friday, we're going to respect the two
3-hour blocks.
Yeah, the 2 3-hour blocks that CrossFit HQ is giving us, that the CrossFit Games athletes are testing. We have athletes simulating those workouts in-house. We also want you guys to follow at home.
It's a little different though, because there's no rest in between the blocks. It's really just one big block.
Yeah, it's like 1 6-hour block. The idea is to finish the handstand hold and Nancy workout in the first 3-hour block. So we're gonna do it here on the East Coast from 9 to 12, and then we're gonna go straight 12 to 3 for the second workout. For the second workout, which is Annie. All right.
Awful Annie.
Yeah. So let's talk about this first one. The sleeper here. I want to talk about the handstand hold first. Josie. Oof. What do you think about that thing?
I think if you have a gymnastics background, that's, you know, you're
if
kind
you
of
can
just,
do handstands.
Listen, if you can do a handstand, this event is for you. They put that there for you, and if you don't, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You got 20 minutes to learn how to hold a handstand. But basically, yeah, that's the bottom line.
Yeah, I don't think there's really a lot to talk about in regards to that. We do have some people that will more than likely be scaling at home. Yeah. And if you are, whatever different scaling progressions of handstand I think are acceptable. If it's on a wall, if it's using a spot, whatever the case is, it's this very similar stimulus.
It's just a weird thing. You should just do some handstand work. It's not, even if you're good at gymnastics, you're not going to be working at it for 20 minutes. No one's going to be 20 minutes. Now, the one thing we should talk about is there's already been a lot of pressing. There's been a lot of pressing today. You had thrusters, you had strict deficit handstand push-ups, you have handstand holds, and then you have overhead squats and burpees. Yeah. It's a ton of pressing so far.
Yeah, my shoulders feel pretty fatigued from today, so going into tomorrow is going to be interesting. I think the handstand hold, like, I can work through it, but then those overhead squats are where I'm going to really feel it.
And that's, again, what we're saying is, like, if you don't have a good handstand hold and you're getting 15 seconds, do not spend 20 minutes trying to get 16 seconds.
No.
Like, that's so pointless.
I will say this, from a programming standpoint, I think it's cool that the gymnastics element is not what I thought it was going to be, which was
muscle up.
30 muscle-ups per time, 30 bar muscle-ups per time. Because to do more volume and a lot more high impact, high level of contraction right now, I think would be absolutely fucking terrible.
Yeah.
So I will give them that. I think the handstand hold is something different, kind of cool, and it's not gonna smash.
Yeah.
No. You know. All right. So let's talk about Nancy. 5 rounds of 500-meter run, 15 overhead squats, and 15 bar-facing burpees. I will say that since we're doing this here in the gym, we're more than likely going to change our running route, and so we don't have to run in and out. And if you're in a gym that has less than optimal running like we do, I would recommend changing your starting point. Everybody starts in the same place more than likely.
Yeah,
yes.
Sure. The run, I think, for most people, if you're fit enough, I don't think the run honestly is going to affect you at all. It's those overhead squats. It's 185 pounds and 125 pounds.
I think I'm looking forward to the run the most as like a breathe, kind of like shake your arms out, and then it's the overhead squats that are gonna.
Yeah, it depends on the type of athlete you are and how hard you can push those overhead squats. If you're gonna have to break it into multiple sets, then you do need to push the run a little bit. Like, you can't rest on the run and then have 5 breaks on the overhead squats for 5 rounds.
I'm not normally an advocate of what I'm about to say, but I'm curious to see what you guys think in regards to this. It's a lot of overhead squats, and it is heavy. And I do not like when people rest with the bar in the back rack position or in the front rack position during that. However, if you're planning a break in between the 15, I think it's okay. But in the event that didn't happen, do you recommend doing that at all? What do you think about that?
I think if you're gonna rest, put the bar down.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason to keep under all that weight.
I kind of agree.
I normally agree with that.
Unless it's your last round and you just need to get through it.
Yeah, but then there's always that chance where you rest, and then you try to put it back overhead, and then you fail, and then you have to rest again.
It's such a long workout. It's going to be long for most people, and there's no time cap. There's no stopping. There's no save by the clock. It's long. So, like, why force yourself to do that in the first couple rounds? I get it on the 4th or 5th round if you're towards the end of the 15, you want to get through them. But it's just
the only reason
long.
I bring that up is because the amount of overhead squats and the weight and how long, because this is long.
Yeah.
long.
This is like unprecedented. It's going to be the same time domain and feel like a chipper when it's not. You know.
Yeah.
And in regards to predicting a time, all over the map. I have no clue.
30 minutes for some people, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try to do that. Let's talk about the second workout. Awful Annie, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Double under GHD sit-up with cleans, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 each round at 275. I almost read the women's weight first, which to me made complete fucking sense. 275 for men and 185 for ladies. This is another workout that I don't even know where to begin. The double unders, it's with a drag rope, so that definitely introduces a new, different element. If you don't have one at home, I think a heavy rope is fine, or a regular is okay.
Yeah.
GHD sit-ups. Now, this is something non-athlete specific. If you are not very well conditioned, if you have not done at least 50 to 100 GHD sit-ups, whether in assistance work or in training in the last 2 to 3 weeks, I do not recommend doing this workout with GHD sit-ups.
Yeah, I agree.
I said for non-athletes.
For non-athletes.
For non-athletes. So what does that mean? If you're me who trains 4 times a week for an hour a day, or if you're just taking CrossFit classes, or you're doing the primary TST session, you have to scale stuff, etc., this many GHD sit-ups could be catastrophic for you.
150 GHD sit-ups is...
It's too much to just jump into.
Yes.
Yep.
So this is for real. Let me say this. If you can't clean that well, let's not do GHD
Let's
sit-ups.
not do that.
I think that would be a fair assumption.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about, is like kind of blowing out my core and then trying to pick up 185 pounds.
Yeah. So the reason I think that we're kind of stumped with where to go with this workout, it's not a structure that we've seen. It's not something we would commonly program, which lends to the fact that it's a great test for games athletes.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we've seen stuff with GHD sit-up, but this is a much higher volume than normal, and usually those things aren't paired with the clean. I mean, we've seen GHD in like yoke carry, not a dynamic movement.
We've seen a lot of GHD with gymnastics.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen some
And
GHD deadlift.
Mind
pistols.
you, another sneaky shoulder workout if you're not used to the drag rope.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Absolutely.
After
That's a sleeper
those
there.
two things, like your shoulders are going to
The drag
be
rope,
fried.
if you have not played with it, is a lot different than a regular heavy rope. The timing is different, and you're gonna feel it in your shoulders.
Cool. All right. Well, that's all we got. Thank you very much for watching. Good luck. Peace. That was good.